Hi, this is Sierra Rubin, best-selling author from sierrarubin.com. My favorite episode of Be in Demand is episode number 207, using your network to get books at meetings and conferences, because Laurie-Ann talked about utilizing the network that you've already connected with to get amazing speaking opportunities. There are things at your fingertips that you never maybe would have thought of, and I love that. So here is your host, Laurie-Ann.
Attention coaches, consultants, and service providers. You're probably overlooking opportunity and money when it comes to using speaking in your business. I'm going to help you discover those missed opportunities during a speaker breakthrough session. You will walk away with a few gold nuggets to start implementing right away. So if you're looking to get positioned as the expert, have sales calls convincing you to take them on as clients, and get more spin-off business every time you speak, then book a speaker breakthrough session at speakandstandout.com/SBS for speaker breakthrough session. Happy Thursday, everyone. This is Laurie-Ann, and you are listening to Be in Demand. This is the podcast for coaches, consultants, and service providers who want to learn how to leverage speaking opportunities to get positioned as the expert, monetize their message, and attract their ideal clients. Today is a special speaker breakthrough session, and we have Kamina coming all the way in from Australia. Thank you for joining me. Just to get us started, tell me a little bit about your business and who you are and how you help people.
Sure, I'm Kamina, and I'm a coach who helps people to make steady money through really flexible work, particularly in the creative industries. So, like musicians, artists, writers, that type of thing, so that they can have a free and flexible life. And I'm particularly interested in helping women with babies so you can be more present with your kids and not have to go back to work.
Right, right. Oh, I love that. So do you do one-on-one coaching? Do you have programs, DIY programs?
Yeah, so one-on-one at the moment is how I work, and I'm also in the middle of creating a group course called Cashflow for Creatives that's coming later this year.
Good for you. Congratulations. Okay. So are you using speaking, some form
I'm,
of
s-
speaking in your business right now?
I am not. That's why I'm here.
Okay. Good place to be then. Okay.
Hmm.
So if you and I were talking 6 months from now,
Hmm.
and everything is going wonderful, and I was like, Kamina, how are things?
Hmm.
What would you want to tell me?
I want to tell you that I launched my group and that it was pretty much fully booked and that it had been going really well.
Fantastic. How many people are in that group program, by the way?
Oh, I think I'd like sort of 10 at a time.
Nice. Nice, nice number. And what's getting in the way at the moment? What's the roadblock?
Well, I think, let's say with group particularly, it's because I haven't launched it yet. But even with one-on-one, I'd say I've got probably my big roadblock is like lack of time or clarity around my time because of having a toddler and things changing all the time. And then I think in general, just reaching more people because I'm quite new in this. I've been doing this less than a year. So I still haven't figured out exactly where to network, I think, to meet new audiences.
Well, if you've been listening to this podcast, then you know that I believe that speaking needs to be redefined and staging needs to be redefined.
Mm.
So that's not necessarily networking.
Mm.
It's about you being that person that is in the front of the room, or
Mm.
that everybody's gathered on Zoom to come and listen to.
Mhm.
Mm.
Hmm.
Have you thought about
Okay,
that?
exciting. I haven't really. No, I really haven't. I know that I think I love to speak and I know that I can do it. And I hadn't really given much thought to how I can use that to promote my business.
Okay, so you're a very visual person, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I could tell with the way that you look upward and outward. If you look up, you're a visual person. If you look, basically like towards your ears, so to speak,
Yeah, okay.
auditory. And the people who look
Interesting.
down when they're being asked a question, those are more your kinesthetic people.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And you also talk fast like I do, so we're both
I
okay.
feel like I'm talking so slow. I'm working really hard to talk slow for you.
No, just be yourself. Now, the funny thing is when we said about speaking, your body language completely changed. You sat
Mm.
back in your chair
Mhm.
and spoke a little bit, almost like I think you crossed your arms a little bit, and then you came back closer.
Mm.
What was going on there?
Oh, I think I was imagining myself on a stage
Ooh, okay.
because I
Let's
do love to speak. Yeah, I was there. I just went there because I love to do it.
and how much speaking have you done?
Oh, I don't know that I'd say I've done a lot. I'll give you the quick bio. So I was an actor as a child. And then I trained in theater when I was in my college days. And then I'm an academic. So I lecture and I speak kind of in academic circles. So I'm quite used to jumping on a stage and doing things. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you teach?
I teach,
I'm
I
assuming you
teach
teach.
I do a little bit, yeah. I'm taking a break this year, partly for coaching, but mostly because of having a toddler and just not wanting to do it for a little while. But I teach Hebrew, biblical Hebrew, and I specialize in the Song of Songs, which is in an erotic poem in the Hebrew and Christian Bible. That's what my PhD was on.
Wow. That sounds very that sounds very smart.
It's very niche is what it is. But yeah.
So I guess I was a little surprised because you're talking about like helping, like artists make a little more
Yeah. Well, that's me
regular
really. Like
income.
I'm theater trained. I was a professional musician for years. I've made money as a writer for about 10 years. So
Okay, where could you find artists, your ideal clients, to get in
mhm.
front of and basically do a workshop, to do a presentation?
I'm I'm not sure. Like my brain's going online or in person. I think online. I'm guessing there are online communities, but I'm not sure. I think, okay, this is my sticking point because I love to talk about money and I love to help people have financial stability and even abundance. But there's this attitude in the kind of creative community, which is why these are partly why these are the people I want to serve, that like artists don't make money, right? And they have this self-talk around, I'm bad with money, or I can't do my taxes, or if I earn too much money, I'll have to pay this and do that, and I'll get in trouble with the government, right? And so I am thinking it's tricky. I'm thinking, oh, where can I find a group of like artistic people who want to hear me talk about money? And maybe that's the wrong question to ask. Maybe it should just be, where can I find a group of creative people? I'm not
And
sure what the answer is.
I'm almost wondering if you need to just start talking about these money beliefs,
Hey,
because here's what you can be doing. You can be talking about these money beliefs and how they are holding people back and keeping them small and
yeah,
keeping them poor.
yeah,
No. And if an artist is poor, well, guess what? They're not doing as much of their art as they probably would be, okay? Because they're so
yeah,
worried about like, how am I going to pay the rent? So I guess I'm going to go get this part-time job. So again,
yeah.
being pulled away from doing their art. Because in your presentation, you could be saying, and so if you are a X, Y, Z, I want you to
Mm-hmm.
book a call with me. Like you could
Mm,
call out those people
yeah.
on this podcast or whenever I'm speaking. I will say, and if you're a coach, a consultant, or a service provider who is
Mm,
ready to leverage public speaking events, like
mm,
listen to my podcast, download the listener guide, like I'm calling them in, even if
yeah.
I don't know who's actually in the audience.
Yeah.
But it's about you getting out there. And here's what I talk about.
Mm, yeah, cool. Okay. I like that, calling them in.
I like how you just sat back again.
Oh, yeah, that's I'm so relaxed. I'm thinking, yeah.
Good. Good. So, where can we get you to start speaking about this money stuff?
Oh, an idea just came to mind. This might be a smaller audience, but hey, it's an idea. I have a friend slash my accountant who specializes in accounting for people with side hustles. That's why she's my accountant, because my business started as a side hustle, a decade ago.
Mm.
And I don't know whether there'd be many creative people in her audience, but I think there probably are, because a lot of us creatives and people who don't want to work a full-time job, there's a lot of overlap there. But we had talked about doing an event together. So that's an opportunity I could follow up. or an in-person speaking opportunity.
That would be wonderful.
Mm,
That would
yeah,
be fantastic. And does she have an email list? Does she send out regular emails?
I don't know.
Okay. So these are things that you want to start to find out, like,
Of course.
because maybe she could send out an email about you.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
that
absolutely.
people could follow you on whatever your social media platform choices. So that's an idea. But also finding out from her, okay, let's revisit excuse me. Let's revisit
Mhm.
the idea of co-hosting an event.
Mm, yep.
And who else? And then the important question is always to ask her, who else
Morning.
does she know? Because
Yeah.
right now you and I are trying to brainstorm like who is in your network, who's in your circle you could be tapping into. When let's tap into one person and ask them who do
Mhm.
you know, including
Yeah,
your
cool.
clients,
Yeah.
past clients,
Mhm. Yeah, cool. Okay. I can do that, definitely. Put that on my list.
and start talking on Instagram like stories because you have a toddler. So, you know, that's such an easy way. Here's what I should say first. Is that your social media platform of choice?
Yes. Instagram is the place I hang out, and I tend to do my stories, yeah, when my toddler's in the bath with his dad. I love
Fantastic.
that. I love talking in stories, yeah.
Good. So, for you to be talking about all of these money beliefs that hold people back.
Mm. Mhm.
So, it can just be like, here's a blanket message, but then
Mm.
you also keep telling people, and if you are X,
Yeah.
Y, Z, like literally describing the person.
Mhm.
If you're an
Yeah, that's a
artist
really
who
good one.
believes that all like artists can't charge money for their work, otherwise
Mm.
you're not an artist, like I need to talk to you.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah,
Just
that's great.
call them in.
Mhm. Okay, cool.
Here's another question for you.
Mhm.
Is speaker in your bio?
No.
But it will be by tomorrow, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
good point. I hadn't even thought about that.
I want you
I'm
to own it.
believer in putting things in. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm a big believer in owning things. So, I just hadn't really thought of myself as a speaker, but now that we're having this conversation, maybe I will.
Fantastic. I love
Mm.
that. What other questions do you have?
Oh, you put me on the spot. Let me think. Think I think that I still feel that one of my big sticking points is just kind of knowing how to get in front of the right audiences. And so I wonder if you have any advice about where I could start, even in terms of just like brainstorming ideas, because I know I'll end up thinking of 50 ideas I didn't know I had. So give me some advice on places I could look for my audience.
Well, here's the thing. Those
Mhm.
audiences, that's going to be a cold outreach.
Mhm, mhm.
They don't know you.
Yeah.
Okay. Even if you say, like, hey, go watch my stories, like you'll see me
Mhm.
speaking, any podcast that you've been on, that's a form of social proof that you're a speaker and you've done some
Mm.
speaking. Because, like, on those podcasts, you can be sharing your thought leadership. The
Yeah,
best
yeah.
place to start is like with people like your accountant, your warm
Mhm.
market. And this is something that I share with everybody and not just other people on these speaker breakthrough sessions, but I really want you to like really tap into your warm market.
Okay.
So have conversations with people,
Mm.
people from your past, like, hey, we haven't chatted in 3 years. I can't like so much has changed
Mm.
in my life. I've got a toddler now. I'd love to like reconnect. And during those reconnection calls, you can let them know I'm working with artists and
Mhm.
this is what I speak on.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. As you're talking, I just remembered that my brother is a musician. So I could talk to him, see if
You
there's
could talk
anything
to him. Yeah.
yeah.
A warm market, tapping into
Mm.
and asking him, like, where do musicians hang out?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where could I go and meet them and maybe do a free talk just
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
in front of them?
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, cool.
And then the
Okay.
best
Yep.
way to get, more bookings and get repeat business, repeat stages, is to be outstanding on the stage.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I
Yeah.
can do that. I know I can do that. That's the easy part for me in terms.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, really tap into your theater background.
Yeah. Mhm.
So
Yeah.
when you were in theater, what did you do?
Oh gosh. Well, so I actually worked in film and TV and radio, and then I studied theater in college. So, and my favorite is musical theater because I'm a singer and dancer as well.
Okay. I want to encourage you
Um.
to use your singing in your speech
Okay. Cool.
because that will be very memorable.
Yeah.
One of my clients is an opera singer, and when
Mm-hmm.
she ever told me that, I was like, "Really?" So
Mm-hmm.
any of my clients who are really great at singing, I'm just like, find a line that you can
Hmm.
sing.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I've been at speaking events where the speaker was a singer and they actually led everybody in song. And I feel like that's something I could do with confidence, particularly if the context is appropriate, like if I'm speaking to a group of musicians. And I just think that could be really fun and also gives me a bit of kind of credit as like I'm an artist too. Yeah. And kind of taps into that point of connection with them, maybe. Good idea.
Look at all these things that you're starting to come up with. Your brother's a musician. You
Hmm.
worked in TV and radio.
Hmm.
I bet it's been a long time since you talked to some of those people.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was a kid, but there's still people who were adults then who are adult now, like old agents and stuff who are still alive. Yeah. Okay, I can think it through.
Would you feel comfortable reaching out to them?
Oh, I'm not sure. Like, they're really people that I wouldn't probably know me from a bar. So, but you never know. Sometimes people do remember you. But I could think
Would-
about it anyway. I'll sit with it and think about it and just like write a list and see how I feel. Yeah.
I would love to hear in 6 months
Mhm.
that you have how many speaking events under your belt?
Oh, I don't know, 6 months from now. Realistically, with my life and the time I have, probably only two or something. But still,
That's great.
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. Cool.
2 is working towards 4 because those
Oh,
after you're done, you just ask them like, "Hey, who else do you know that I could be
yeah.
speaking for?" And so now, it's like your warm market is extending.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Mm.
Definitely. Okay. Great. Yeah. Yep. I'm having lots of ideas as we're talking. Cool.
What is 1 or 2 gold nuggets that you're walking away with?
Well, I think that one, I think I like the phrase warm market. That's really helpful, which is really just another way of saying people that I know who know me. So I'm going to tap into that. I think I've been so encouraged. Often in online business, we get people want you to are like, you should do Facebook ads, you need to do this, you need to do that. But really, the people that I've worked with who've helped me the most have taught me, let's talk to one or two people that you know. It's not as sexy or glamorous, but it's more effective. So I think the warm market is a great nugget, and the calling people in specifically as a technique I can use when I'm speaking is something that I'll remember. That's really helpful. Yeah.
Good. Good. And speaking really is a relationship business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back from a conference, and I had pitched them to speak. I didn't get accepted, but I'll be
Mm.
speaking next year because I've already had a conversation with
Mm.
her and also the CEO. But that was the whole point. If I'm not speaking at an event, I'm attending it very strategic. And I am
Mm.
just networking and meeting some really nice people because you never know who
Yeah.
they know.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Just thought of another conference I can go to.
Definitely go to conferences, and when you're there, make sure you meet whoever arranged the conference, the
Yeah.
meeting planner or the host, whoever,
Mm.
from the organization,
Yeah.
and just, like, let them know, like, "This is absolutely wonderful, and here's what I do." Can you tell
Yeah.
people where they can find you, learn from you, follow you, get on your email list
Yes.
maybe?
The best place to connect is just come to my Instagram because then everything else is there. So it's at Kamina James, KAMINA JAMES, at Kamina James on Instagram. Come follow me, and there you can click on a link to see the work that I do. You can chat to me. You can listen. You can watch my stories, which are great, and there's heaps of good content in those. Yeah, I'd love to connect that way.
Yeah, so definitely everybody go and follow her, and you can learn lots more on
like these I don't want to use the word terrible, but these money beliefs that really do hold us back. And it doesn't matter like what career you're in. There's so many people with these money beliefs that really do hold
Mm,
them back. I mean, I look at myself like 20 years ago, like the things that I used to think about money and how far
yeah,
I've come.
yeah.
Like they say, if you want the best self-development is to start your own business.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So everybody
Mm,
go follow her. So thank you very much.
yeah. Thank you so much. It was great to be here.
Attention coaches, consultants, and service providers. You're probably overlooking opportunity and money when it comes to using speaking in your business. I'm going to help you discover those missed opportunities during a speaker breakthrough session. You will walk away with a few gold nuggets to start implementing right away. So, if you're looking to get positioned as the expert, have sales calls convincing you to take them on as clients, and get more spin off business every time you speak, then book a speaker breakthrough session at speakandstandout.com/SBS for speaker breakthrough session.